Welcome to Conversations with Lauren and Ali, where we bridge all things in the spiritual and human experience.
This is a space where raw honesty meets higher truth, where personal stories open doors to deeper self-awareness, and where the messy, magical journey of being human is honoured as a sacred path of awakening. So, take a breath, get cozy, and join us in today's conversation.
Well, we will preface that we've felt a lot of time magic and a lot of moving between and through time in this episode. So maybe there is going to be some mismatch of audio, video, and sound because we've come to realize that we have been moving in and out of time and
Yep.
space.
And this is what happens in our calls. It's the frequencies are literally felt and seen in these kind of ways, aren't they? Like you can't make this stuff up. It happens right in front of you.
So thank you to everyone listening for being a part of this with us because it's such a magical co-creation and it feels even more expansive and powerful since we've started sharing, opening up others to step into this conversation. Because I don't know if you can feel it, but I feel like now we have a crowd in the room with us just receiving this at this time. So I really love that.
Yeah, it's good. And even though there was some we spoke about some pretty, potent themes. It's felt really lighthearted today. It's got a really lighthearted energy,
Playful.
a playful energy, doesn't it? A playful energy to the point where our audio and our video is mucking about, making us laugh. Yeah. Okay.
We're shaping our reality. We're shaping our
Yeah.
reality.
When I'm feeling like this, I don't think, yeah, I don't know. I yesterday was so delirious that I was laughing at everything instead of like yelling or screaming, or do you know what I mean? My kids yesterday, we were trapped in the house because it was pouring rain for the last 2 days. And honestly, I couldn't stop laughing at even the things that they did that were like, when they were misbehaving, or I was laughing, and then they look at me and go, "Why are you laughing, Mum?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know." I was like in this delirious state yesterday. Do you feel weird at the moment?
I do not to that extent, I guess, but I do
It's
feel
probably me
like
just losing my mind.
but I feel the compression of something. That's the way I would describe it. It feels like things are closing in and I can feel even as I say that this vision of me trying to outrun something,
Yeah.
which is really interesting because I don't know what that is. Um, there is this, I mean, personally, I know there's been a lot coming forward for me through life's experiences, situations, opportunities, just experiences, I guess, to put it that way, that has all been bringing a lesson of some sort. And I feel like actually now I say that it's that I've previously probably run away from everything because I could see myself looking over my shoulder, like, I know you're there, but I'm going to keep going. And I think that maybe this is just what I'm feeling personally is being in a season of like having to stop and to pause and to sit with that, which is funny because in my community membership space, that's the energy that I was feeling from about last week and us moving into July is being in this sacred pause energy or a pause energy. And actually, I'm just realizing how much that's looping into what I'm saying right now. This may or may not resonate for you, but it's like just pausing and letting it all catch up to you, letting it all be there and just observing it, just being with it, feeling it. Because there's stuff here that we've been running from for a really long time.
Yeah. And it feels like there's some sort of shift happening where we really are, like you can feel the timeline shifting, you can feel reality shifting. Like it feels like every day things feel different. And then it's almost as though as we're moving into that shift, there is this catch up of all of these things
Yes,
we
yes.
haven't dealt with or
Hmm.
experienced or written off or, like completed or whatever it needs to be before we can move into this, like maybe a newer version of self or a
Hmm.
different reality, or that's what it feels like. And I feel like it's, like you said, we're kind of in this point where we feel like and we know we should be pausing. I'm exhausted. I today,
Hmm.
although I haven't slept very well all week, which is not usually me, but I'm exhausted and I feel like I'm being told to stop and slow down. But I'm feeling the chaos of, yeah, so many things floating
Hmm.
around. And like you said, like you'd be trying to run away and they're catching up to you.
Yeah.
And yeah, it feels a lot. And like we spoke about, I think it was last week, that we're not going into that overwhelm
Mm.
anymore.
Yeah.
Not just dipping straight into overwhelm, like, oh shit, this is all too much. I'm out, I'm tapping out, I can't do this. And just turn into water. Maybe that's why my I was delirious yesterday and
Hmm.
laughing at everything. It was almost like my nervous system was trying to recalibrate to dealing with the way that I'm feeling in a different
Hmm.
way. But um, yeah, I don't know. It's just very interesting times at the moment. Very interesting times.
Which is where the pause is important, isn't it? To allow you to do that instead of, and this is a follow on to what we talked about last week,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah, the pause to allow you to see this, to see that it is a new way that you're recalibrating and that it's okay that it feels different. And maybe it's showing up in delirium and in laughing at things. But it's showing you that there's a different way of dealing with something, isn't it?
yeah.
And
And even my kids picked up on it. They were like, it was stopping them in their tracks. Why are you laughing? When ordinarily I would be yelling or I would be,
Mhm.
saying, don't do that or whatever.
I
Mum's a
have to
weirdo today. What's wrong with you?
And I just have to share with you that every kind of, I'm going to call it like a paragraph of what you're saying, the audio on my end is actually kind of like stretching out, like it's slowing down and stretching out. And so I feel like I just feel like I need to reflect that back that it is symbolic maybe of you slowing down or like allowing yourself to move in slow motion because that's what it sounds like to me. It's like this, like a couple of words will just be really slowed down.
Okay.
And I
Uh,
take it back. I take it back to the analogy that I think I shared this last week as well. Is I feel like I'm on a merry-go-round and I just want to get off it for a bit. Um, and so I'm doing that by making sure that I am consciously stepping off. Like I just see myself stepping off and going, okay, I'm just pausing here. I don't need to keep riding that ride.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, and it's in that pause this week where I've been in those experiences of life and seen where I'm being triggered and gone, oh, okay, I see what's happening here. Oh, wow, that was quick. I was only recognizing or, you know, um, honoring that yesterday. And today I'm already having an opportunity to walk through that differently.
Yes.
So I think that
Yes.
links into what you were saying too about the timelines, isn't it? Because that's what's happened with, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The experiences are showing up, like you said, the opportunities, the experiences, and they're so obvious, aren't they? Like they're
Hmm.
just so in your face. There's no doubt, there's no questioning what you're supposed to be seeing or learning from that
Hmm. Yeah.
experience. They're just so blatant.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like a catch up, isn't it? Like a quickly, let's get this stuff done, let's get this dealt with, let's make it really obvious, and so we can we
Hmm.
can move on. Yeah,
Exactly to the next thing.
yeah,
But it does feel like it's connected to moving into that timeline as well. I agree with what you were saying. Like that was really resonant for me because it also gave me a bit of a bigger picture. Because it can feel like we're going around in circles with this, can't it? Like I was only speaking with someone in a session yesterday who was utterly exhausted and just like, I can't do this anymore because I feel like I'm going around and around and around. And I think it feels like that, but it's important to zoom out and see the effect that that is, what that is looking like on a larger scale, isn't it? Rather than the minutiae of the day-to-day
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like you said, it's in those moments of pause. It's in those moments of stopping and taking a breath that you are actually able to see that growth.
Mm.
You are able
Hmm.
to witness yourself and
Hmm.
yourself from that sort of calmer, neutral space of, okay, I'm in this pause. How am I, how am I reacting differently to this? Or yeah, what can I do differently this time? I'm so much more aware of different things this time. And that's where you see it, isn't it? When you slow
Yes.
down
Yeah.
and you pay attention and then you see the growth.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as you said too, around letting things catch up, like it's important we let those things catch up, not just the things that we're running from, but the growth as well, or the effect. Maybe the body needs some time to catch up to what's happening, or maybe it is energetically, maybe it's the mind, whatever the pieces are, like letting them all kind of come back together because it feels sometimes like that gets scrambled. And I've seen that come through some sessions of the last couple of weeks where it's like bringing the mind, the body, and the heart, the soul all back together, um, aligning back on this new page
Yeah,
with that too.
yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting times, interesting times.
It is. It is, although rather exhausting for me at the moment. I just haven't been sleeping properly.
Hmm.
My little bomber hasn't been sleeping very well.
Hmm.
Um, he's dreaming a lot, keeps waking
Mm.
up, and then
Hmm.
he's not in our bed. He yells out to come into our bed, and then we're awake for
Yes.
the night. He's feeling it as well.
Hmm.
He's my little sensitive, extra sensitive.
Be a little star seed.
He is, yeah,
Mm.
he is, yeah. He actually drew me a picture yesterday of a stag because I've told you about the stag that we
Hmm.
or stags that we have on our property. And yeah, he drew one, and underneath it, he's drawn all of these. Just, they're like codes because he,
Wow.
he stood at my desk while I was doing something yesterday, and he drew the picture, copied it off like an oracle card,
Hmm.
and then underneath it, he's like, "You just scribble like this, blah blah blah," and he just was. I was watching him do it.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. It's a post-it note. I stuck it. I've kept it on my
Oh,
desk. Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah, yeah. It's cute. Yeah,
Yeah, I think the dream state, I can relate to that as well. I think there's been quite an active dream state um, going
yeah.
on.
And that itself is exhausting because you kind of wake up feeling like, oh, I didn't really get much rest last night.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah. And it's a lot of timeline related stuff I'm finding personally, old
Hmm.
stuff, dreaming about past stuff, people from your past, yeah, past events, past experiences. And for me, that always indicates timeline shifts.
Hmm.
I go through phases where I will um, have these random memories of times when I was a kid or
Hmm.
just random memories or random people just pop back into your mind that you haven't thought of for ages. And you just know that timelines are converging or,
Hmm.
shifting. Like to me, it always feels like, okay, we can only store so much memory up here, sort of thing. We want to make space. So it's like when you go through those upgrades, those
Yes.
energy upgrades, it's almost as if your mind or whatever has to go, okay, we're going to pack them up and we're going to store them. We need to create space for new stuff. Yeah, I don't know, or something along those lines.
Yeah, I
So
love that.
I know that it's connected to timelines when I start dreaming about old stuff. Um, yeah, that there's a lot of processing going on, I suppose.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Mm.
love that. Mm, it makes a lot of sense. And probably feels like we're in it more often or more intensely because it is shifting more rapidly, isn't it, now than it ever
Yeah,
has. So it probably feels like when we you come out of it and then you're back into another one, maybe um, from our linear mind's perspective, it feels exhausting.
it does. And for the body sometimes.
Hmm.
Although to me, yeah, it is slightly physical, but I feel tired up here. I
Mm.
feel tired in my mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
in my
Yeah, yeah,
head. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it almost feels like I'm detached from my body and my body feels like, yeah, it's
Hmm.
not feeling the exhaustion. It's all up
In the
here.
mental. Hmm.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is likely connected, isn't it, through our thoughts, our patterns, our conditioning, our programs, our beliefs, or whatever you want to call it, all of those.
Mhm.
That's what's changing, isn't it? Like when we talk about shifting timelines, that's ultimately what's happening. Well, that's my view
Yeah.
anyway,
No, yeah.
is we are releasing that, we're embodying it differently, we're choosing differently, we're being offered the to choose a different way, to choose a different
Yeah.
action,
Uh-huh.
state of being, feeling, emotion, belief, whatever it is.
Yeah. There's
Mm, yeah.
rewiring happening, and I suppose it's like releasing, when you get energy work done and you have that big release, it can feel tiring.
Hmm.
Yeah. It can
Hmm.
feel exhausting.
And
Mm.
that's again where we come back to seeing how important the pause is as part of that cycle, because it actually allows us space to rest, to know that we can drop into that. And the other thing that's coming forward is utilizing the 0 point field. I just was like, got a tap on the shoulder about that because I'm not using that as much as I could be as well. So I don't
Mhm.
know if that feels resonant, but it's like using that to assist with the recalibration.
Yeah. Yeah. To allow yourself to be in that space.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, for the recalibration, because it very much feels like, even though I just was saying it feels like it's here, and you sort of pointed out, yeah, it's in that mental space.
Hmm.
I feel like it's connected to the nervous system as well. Like my nervous system is sort of illuminating itself and saying, "Hey, it's
Hmm.
us. It's me too." It's not just up there. Yeah, you may
Hmm.
not feel physically tired in your body, but your nervous system is feeling it. So that 0 point frequency is always um, a beautiful place to land in, isn't it?
Hmm.
When we need these that little bit of time out for that recalibration to occur.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you hit the nail on the head there. The nervous system really is key to a lot of this, isn't it? Because yes, to a lot of dream state stuff happening, yes, to a lot of exhaustion through what's being processed or released or reconciled. But the other thing that I connect to with that is also the body not allowing us to drop into the parasympathetic state, into the rest and digest phase too. So that could also be an underlying link of not allowing that rest and being in that hyper vigilant, hyper aware state and waking up, being drawn out of a restful sleep. Um, or just even in the way that we move about through the day, isn't it? It is being hyper vigilant or hyper aware. Reactive, as you said at the start, reactive to things is always a key sign that um, your nervous system is
Yeah.
probably running the show a little bit, isn't it? And it can be
Mine
hard
didn't
in
know what was happening yesterday. Oh,
well, it can be hard in those moments as well to regulate that
yeah.
when you're in that high functioning state as well. It can be a little challenging, and maybe the laughter was also a release that was occurring for you to be able to uh, expand that, to open that, to shift some of that in a more neutral way.
Definitely. Now you've just said it back to me. Like I knew it was unusual behavior. Like I felt strange when I was
Hmm.
doing it, but um, something had happened in the morning that had really triggered me and really brought about a certain feeling within me,
Hmm. Hmm.
and yeah, and so I feel like that was the aftermath, but it continued all day and even into the night. Like it was the whole rest of the day. And I truly think that it was a way of, yeah, my body, my nervous system saying, hey, we're just gonna take it easy and we're just gonna laugh and this is a way of resetting. This is a way
Yeah.
of transmuting, even if you like. Um, yeah, it's quite strange to think about my behavior yesterday.
Well, it's funny because as you were talking about that, I'm seeing like the way dogs react to stress and the way they reset their nervous system, and they shake out. They've
Yeah.
barked and got agitated and then they shake it out. And I was seeing that similarity between you and the laughing. So while you weren't necessarily shaking your body like the dog does, but the laughter was creating that same kind of ripple through
Yes.
your field.
And there's a certain frequency to laughter, even though I didn't necessarily feel joy or
Mm. Yeah.
happiness at even what was happening, like with my kids punching on in front of me or whatever was happening, it's that frequent. It was a frequency. It like it was out of my hands. It's actually,
Mm.
now that I'm talking about it, I'm actually looking at how bizarre it was,
Mhm.
for it to happen all day yesterday. Um, it was out of my control until last night. I was laughing so much at whatever had happened that I found myself crying even, and then it
Mhm.
turned into a cry. Like
Mhm.
it, not a sad cry. I don't even know what kind of cry, but it was just, yeah, the whole
Releasing.
experience was really bizarre.
Well,
Yeah,
it's funny because this morning, when I was just sort of sitting in contemplation to connect before the day began, I just heard the word play, and they just dropped that back in my mind, my awareness when you were talking then. And it's like, how can we play more with shaping our reality? How can we play more in bringing lightness to the challenging situations and times? And
yeah.
it's funny because I feel like there's part of me that's in resistance to that because play seems like something I'll be honest, kind of trivial. Like it's like, oh, I don't have time for that, or what's that going to do, or what does that even look like? Like I can feel
What
all
does it
the
even look
parts of
like?
me,
Yeah.
yeah, judging that. But I can also see with what you're talking about, it's that kind of energy. It's just like the playfulness of the lightning of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and reshaping
Yeah.
your reality through that. Hmm.
It is, and it was so bizarre to feel like I didn't even know what was happening. I wasn't doing it, walking around with the vacuum cleaner, vacuuming and just fucking laughing the whole time. Yeah, it was a playful energy, but yeah, because to me, play is something strange too. Even sometimes when my kids say, can you play cars with me, or can you play this?
Hmm.
It almost feels like I don't know how to, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
agree. Hmm.
that feeling of, okay, it's very childlike when I'm
Hmm.
an adult now, and I
Hmm.
don't do that stuff anymore. And it's not right, is it? It's not right. We do need to be more playful. Yeah, yeah, I think that's definitely my inner child coming out in there too,
Hmm.
and or not coming out, not wanting to come out. And I think
Hmm.
you too, with what you were just
Hmm.
saying
Yeah,
around you're
absolutely.
playful, but you're resisting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, and it actually feels quite powerful. Like this morning when I heard that, I was kind of like, oh yeah, righto. Like, bank that away, write that down, put that away. But the more that we're talking about this now, I can feel that presence coming back in and like this is really powerful. This is really the way we relate to play. Because
Yeah.
the words were play with shaping your reality. Like it was play. And then I'm like, okay, what do you mean by that? Play with shaping your reality. And I feel like there's a sense of that childlike nature. in the way that
Yeah.
you view it or you play with it or you shape it and you move it around and you have fun with it versus we get so serious about it. We get
Yeah.
so into the heavy, like we've been both been talking about the exhaustion of
Hmm.
moving through these timeline shifts or internal expansion. And this is how you can, I don't know if it's offset that or balance that out or
Yeah.
navigate that more moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you know the other thing when I was actually seeing an image of you vacuuming and laughing, and I heard that you know the saying of like if you don't laugh you're going to cry. Is that I think that's how
I
you
think
can
I
use
said
it.
that a few times yesterday. Yeah. Why are you
Yeah,
laughing? I don't know, because if I don't, I'm going to cry. I don't, or I'm going to yell, or I'm going to, yeah.
but I think there's something to that, and I think that the way we use it, maybe we don't. I think we're underestimating the way we often say that phrase. But there's something to that because it's like, well, why can't it be both? Like, why can't it? Bringing the balance, the non-attachment, the neutrality to it again
Yeah.
of, yeah, it can be hard and exhausting, but it also can be playful and light.
Yeah. Yes.
So we're back here again to our old friend, unity, neutrality,
Yep.
non-attachment,
Yeah.
0 point,
Uh,
all of the places. But um, this is really landing. And so I want to just honor the fact that when we started, you said, I don't have anything to bring today. I don't have anything of value to bring. And you've just led us into this really powerful conversation.
no, about my delirious laughter for 12 hours. Yeah.
But how potent has
Yeah.
that? I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that's now, yeah.
And you can't have a bizarre experience like that and there not be, some sort of reason for it. And I actually was just sort of too not blown away, but yeah, I just was like, wow, what the fuck was that yesterday? But I didn't really think any much more of it.
hmm
Yeah, so it's been really good to actually sit here and talk about
Mm.
it because it makes a lot of sense. And it's like you said, this it can be playful, even when you're like vacuuming and you're like, I'm so fucking tired. My kids are killing each other in the room, and I'm like hearing the vacuum, and I'm missing myself laughing, like to
hmm
a point where I'm nearly crying. It was like I was in both of those times at
hmm
once, both of those states at one time, to a point where they just kind of leveled out. It was like, yeah, you are tired and exhausted, and you're so overstimulated by your kids fighting constantly all day, and and the sound of the vacuum and the housework needing to be done. But also, let's just laugh about it, like, yeah. Oh my gosh, I must sound so crazy today, but yeah.
No, I think that you've just lived an example of um I don't know what the word is, but you've lived that example of being both.
Yeah, it's like that neutral point.
It is, it
Both sort
is.
of come together to
Mhm.
create that. Yeah.
And that's why it felt so strange, probably, or you felt it felt foreign to
Yes.
you because that's not a place you or your nervous system have been before.
Yeah. Yes. Not for that long of a period of time anyway,
Mm.
all day. Yeah.
And I want to just echo as well the power of this moment of this conversation. This is a pause. This is the pause allowing you to receive what you need to receive from that.
Yes.
Because as you just said, had we not had this conversation, maybe you wouldn't have tapped into it again. You would have just written it off as oh, that was a weird day.
Yes.
What was going on with me that day? But this is the power of the pause. And so I want to just honor you for actually still showing up for this conversation when you didn't
Yeah.
really want to, and
Thank
then allowing yourself to like just be with that
you.
because I feel it important just to reflect back to you that this is the pause to allow that recalibration of that experience.
Yes, the pause that we keep talking about, like for the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
it keeps cropping up, doesn't it? The pause and the way
Mhm.
we can see the pause, see how it can be in so many different ways. It doesn't mean that you literally have to stop everything and be
Correct.
still. And like
Mhm.
last week, it was you sitting for just a few moments, if you
Mhm.
remember. A
Yeah.
few moments
Yeah.
where there was nothing to say, it was quiet, and it almost got awkward, but then I was like, no, just nothing to say. This is, that
hmm
was part of your pause as well.
hmm
Like it was very obvious. And then today, I suppose it is obvious as well, isn't it? That just this conversation, even though we're still talking
hmm
and and processing things, it still is a pause. Yeah.
You just went really slow then, like through that whole sentence, you were like the slowest you've been in the whole call. So do you want to repeat that? Because that was really like,
Forget what
um,
I said.
okay.
Where did I put it?
It was just about you saying that this is the pause. Like it doesn't look like it did last week.
Oh
It
yeah,
doesn't look like we're sitting completely still. And I think this is the power of what we're modeling, if you like. I don't know if that's the right word, what we're modeling or why we felt called to share our conversations, because this is also
yeah,
showing, as you just pointed out, my pause last week was a few moments of actual stillness and silence. For you, the pause has been this conversation and this space that we have created
yeah,
together.
just the space. Yeah, talking,
And
processing the space.
yeah, and so when we think about what a pause looks like, there are so many ways in which we can receive it.
Yes.
And as you said earlier, just being open to allowing that moment just to reflect, perhaps, or to contemplate and be with it is so powerful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it doesn't have to, like you said, it doesn't have to look a certain way, does it? It can look any number of ways.
And
Uh,
I don't think there's a need to know as well, like why was I manically laughing about everything? I don't think there's a need to dive so deeply into things all the time as well. And it's just like, we'll just see that you were being shown that there's another side to this coin, of the exhaustion and the tiredness and the what you are dealing with, and that you can release that and be in that neutral field, in that field of non-attachment, and just allow things to be what they are.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's it. That's what it is. That's the lesson. Maybe. Maybe there's more.
yeah,
I don't know. But my point being, we you don't need to, I think we also sometimes feel like we need to know the ins and outs of everything that's occurring.
yep.
Again, zooming out a little bit and seeing how this is just weaving into the timeline.
That's it. And interestingly, I didn't feel yesterday or today that I needed to know the ins and outs. I knew at some level that there was some recalibration or some sort of reset. Maybe even I thought that it was, a coping mechanism because that's
Mm-hmm.
probably how it's always sort of been in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But I must have known we were going to have this conversation. I don't know. I never really thought into it that much, except for how weird it was, and then just sort of left it at that and didn't even think I would mention it to you today. Um, but yeah, now I can see, yeah. Yeah, if we are meant to, if we do need to be shown
Mm-hmm.
something, it's
Mm-hmm.
always going to be presented, isn't it? Like today. Otherwise,
Correct.
I would have just,
Correct.
like you said, written that off as just a
Yeah.
weird day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now we've had the opportunity to come here and to speak it out and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And again, I guess that's just another reflection of you don't need to dig through something, and you also don't need to dismiss something, because it will, like, if you need to be with it, the opportunity is going to present, or life is going to give you the experience you need to pause with whatever that is, reflect or
Yes.
contemplate with whatever that is. And I
Yeah.
firmly believe that, because I see that all the time. I see it in my own life, and I feel
Yep.
like a lot of sessions, I'm just reflecting that back to people all the
Yep.
time,
hmm
to help sort of weave that and marry that together. because it does, like, yes, we want to be zoomed in, and but we also want to be zoomed out, because again, it's the being of the both, isn't it? It's like, okay, we know what's here in the micro, and then we want to see what's in the macro and just be both, be aware of both.
Yeah. 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 Uh,
How does your
okay.
head feel now that we've spoken about all of
Actually
that?
feels a lot lighter, like
Mm.
clearer. It feels different.
I just felt like I could take a breath. Like, and that's why I was thinking, I wonder what you're feeling, because it was like, oh, I can actually take a breath now. Like,
Yeah.
that's that, yeah, yeah, feeling.
Yeah. And I feel like I've got a smile on my face now instead of the way I was feeling earlier this morning.
Well,
Mm.
now is the time to do something, hopefully, for you as we wrap up maybe this conversation, to also allow you now to take the pause and to spend some time with yourself, or just doing nothing, whatever you feel like, to honor that as well. To honor, there would be some of that physical exhaustion that needs a lift.
Yes,
Yeah,
it feels like there's
energy.
still spaciousness is the word I keep hearing. Like I need spacious, I need to be in, yeah, for a little while
Mm,
at least today. Yeah.
yeah. Your audio again just went like
Uh,
really
yours has
stretched.
gone, yours has gone a couple of times too, where you've frozen. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I feel like it's like this kind of being in and out of time, because you were
Hmm.
saying spaciousness and the word was like stretching right out.
Our
And
frequency,
so,
there was a
yeah.
point where you were talking about something too, and it was like, "Wah," and you stopped and paused.
Mm,
And yes,
mm,
I don't know what the audio of this is going to be like. Maybe it won't record it like that. Maybe it's just the way we perceive it. Maybe,
maybe, maybe it kind of feels like that there is a part of that that is feeding into what we're saying, because it feels like we're weaving in and out of time.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, yeah, it
Um,
does. That's what life feels like at the moment.
yeah. So
Yeah.
there is times where things are moving rapidly, and then there's times where things are moving so slowly. It's just like um time's not linear to me
No,
now.
it's not consistent anymore. It used
No,
to be so
no.
consistent, but
Hmm.
it's not.
Hmm.
It ebbs and flows.
Hmm.
It changes form all the time. So how can it be linear? Mm.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so it's interesting, as well, as I just reflect on that briefly before we finish up, that we're so used to, and I've been saying this a lot, like the weeks are moving so fast, the year's moving so fast. We're into July now, and I'm already looking at the fact that July's nearly over for me because of just with the way of planning ahead. And yet there are moments where I can look at the clock and it's like, what, it's only
If
5 minutes
I
has passed, like, and it feels like it's been an hour. And so it feels like it's playing into this conversation somehow, and maybe this will come for us next week, of
yeah,
being in the slowing down and the pause in, and where time stands still and allows us the spaciousness to do that.
yeah,
And then there is times where it's moving because we're creating, or we're shaping something in that way, um, that is shifting. I don't know why I feel like I'm trying, like my hands are just moving. So allowing this is like playing and shaping the reality that I was hearing, I think, this morning.
I I feel like you slowed down again the audio during, and what you were saying was so incredible, and I'm hoping that it's picked it up properly. And the fact that you were moving, and sometimes your voice and your face and everything would be moving at a different pace to what the words were coming out of your mouth. The whole thing, it's so trippy that it's like it is a reflection of time, isn't it? And I
Mm,
wonder
mhm,
if the video will pick that up, because just then I was mesmerized because I you seemed like you weren't here. I don't
mhm.
know, was what to do with what you were doing with your hands as well. That you were called to do that, that you were moving through time. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to watch that back. Yeah.
Thank you for
Well,
joining us in this space of truth, reflection, and connection. If today's conversation stirred something within you, we invite you to sit with it, journal on it, or share it with someone who walks the path of self-awareness too.
these conversations are living transmissions, and we are so grateful to be on this journey with you. Until next time, remember your human experience is sacred and you are never walking alone.
With love, Lauren.
And Ali.